Today's video tutorial is going to be on the paperclip project. And in the paperclip project, we're going to use the line command, sketch fillets, or we're going to be sketching fillets. As I've told you all before, the fillet tool shows up in the sketching menu as well as the design menu. They're different tools. So in this particular case, and we've used this tool before, we're going to be creating the rounded corners on our paper clip in our sketch using the fillet tool. We'll be using multiple sketches on different planes. Okay, so there will actually be two sketches. This is not uncommon for you, but two sketches in this design. One of the things that might be new to you is the fact that the first sketch will be done on top bottom plane. The second sketch will be done on the front back, and we'll use those two sketches together. The front back plane will have a circle on it, and that'll create the profile as we project that circle along the path that we sketch here on the top bottom plane. On the Rockspace page, you'll find the dimensions for the sketch here, the first sketch in this image. You also have a PDF file that you can download that walks you through step by step. Once again, you're going to have to translate it from an old version of Fusion to the current version, okay? Because it is different, but the tools are explained. And at this point in time in the class, since we've been through all the sketching tools, you should be able to find them easy enough. If not, you need to go back and review your sketching tools. Okay, we will also be introduced to the sweep tool, where we will sweep our sketch profile. Other things that we're going to see that we haven't seen before necessarily is we are going to be using equations in our sketch dimensions. So far, when we've typed in a dimension, it has simply been a value, okay? So if we wanted a line to be 25 millimeters long, we would put in 25 millimeters. Well, you can use equations in these sketch dimension boxes. So I could say, for example, on the first one, 14 divided by 2 would be my equation. Now, why would you need to do that? You can do that in your head. But say you had 13.75 millimeters divided by 3. That might be a little tougher to do in your head, and you can just type in 13.75 slash 3. The slash is your division sign. You know, I'll get a list of operators and put it up on Rockspace for you. Operators being your multiplication sign, which is the asterisk, division, which is the slash with the question mark, things of that nature. Equal sign, the plus sign would be addition, and the dash would be your minus. All right, so that gives me something on my to-do list. Let's go ahead and get started and walk through the project. This is what the project will look like when we're done. It's got a little quirk to it. I think there's a problem. There's a little quirk in the sweep tool right now, but I've figured out a workaround. We'll have two sketches and then the sweep, so it's a very simple project. All right, I'm going to open a new canvas. I'm going to create a sketch, top bottom plane. So what is that? That's the XZ plane. You hear it from other people use other terminology. All right, let's start off, and I'm going to map out the diagram here. my initial sketch, and then I will add the fillets to that sketch. So let's start with the line tool. Of course, we're going to start from the origin. Always start from the origin. I'm going to go up 40 millimeters. Notice I type my values, click. There's my first line. Now I'm going to come over 14 millimeters, click, second line, come down, straight down. Make sure your angles are correct, 60 millimeters. Good, click, over 11 millimeters, click, up 44 millimeters, click, over 8, click, down 24, click. All right, I'm escaping out of the line tool. Let's get my sketch dimension lines out of the way and where they're easy to read. There we go. Okay, that's about as good as it's going to get. So these lines right here are my sketch. I need to add my fillets. So I'm coming up to the fillet tool. This first step, let's start at top. Okay, and we'll work our way around the maze here. 14 millimeters. So I'm going to click on that corner. I could just type in 7 and do the math in my head, but it's not always that easy. So I'm going to type in 14 millimeters divided by 2. Click on my other corner that is going to have this dimension applied. And there I get my rounded end. Hit enter. First one's done. Go back to the fillet tool. Why am I doing these separately and not all at once, like I've done in previous projects? Different dimensions. It requires different, this next section, these next two corners are a distance of 11 millimeters. And we've seen, like with our plug example, where if we want to round it off in a nice symmetrical arc, it is the distance between the 2 points divided by 2. All right, so this one's going to be 11 divided by 2. 11 divided by 2 happens to be 5.5. I'm going to do this one as well. There they are. Hit enter. There's that set of arcs. Last group right here. It's 8 millimeters from here to here. So let's fill it. 8 divided by 2. Don't know that, you're in trouble. Hit enter. And there we are. There we are with our sketch. Let's go ahead and finish sketch and you'll see it better. And there's the shape, the path that we've created for our paperclip. All right, we've got that sketch 1 done. We remember, in our example, we've got to do 2 sketches. All right, so this is from the home position and it shows the path of our paperclip. The next step will be we have to provide a profile, this rounded circular profile that we will use to apply the sweep tool, which gives us our 3D aspect to our paperclip. So if you see, there's a circle. Now, that's done on the front back plane. And that circle is the profile that is swept and projected along the path that we just completed. All right. Go back. So we're going to create a sketch. We're going to go to the front back plane, the XY, click. That's not right. I clicked on the wrong thing. Let's undo. I must have clicked on the sketch. I did something wrong. Let's try it again. Create sketch. Front. There we go. There's the plane. Good. That's exactly where I wanted to be. Now, our profile. The circle is going to be a 2 millimeter in diameter. Yes, I said that correctly. 2 millimeter diameter circle from the origin. Click. 2 millimeters. Hit enter. Zoom that in a little bit. Yep, you can see it there. That's all we need. That is our profile that we're going to sweep around the path we just created. Let's finish sketch. Back to the home position. For some reason, it didn't take me there. So now I've got this circle at the starting point of the path of my paperclip. So let's do this. Let's go create, sweep. Now the sweep tool's got a little quirk. Mine does anyway. I'm getting an error when I first run the sweep. If I change my type from single path to a single path with rails or something of that nature, and then change it back to single path, it works for me. So that tells me it's a quirk in the program. My profile is what I want to select first. So this is the shape that I am going to sweep around my path. There's my profile, the circle. Click on it, select it. One selected. Now I need to select my path that I'm going to project this profile around. So let's activate the path selection by clicking on it. Let's select my first sketch here. Okay, good. I had chain selection on, so it took the whole thing all the way around. If you wanted to change your distance, you could make it 0.5 and only go halfway around, or make it a full distance. And watch, I should get an error when I go to click this. Yes, I got an error. Did not work. I'm going to edit my feature. Change my single path to this path plus guide surface. Now let's change it back to single path. There we go. Click OK, and it worked. Do not know why that works. I was probably lucky to discover it, but that's my workaround. That is the end of the tutorial. Good luck.